Hello and welcome each and every one of you. With you today again is me, Daiga, multilinguistic international coach therapist from DCTcentre, and joining me again is Morganne Rayne, Adept, visionary, spiritual guide, ceremonialist, and artist. Hello, Morganne.
Hey, good morning. On the Pacific Northwest side of things, it's morning and it's very cold and gray and overcast. Kind of matches my little bit of a mood this morning. So, yeah, so I'm here.
At
I'm
least
awake. I'm awake.
I'm awake. You are here, and we will look where our guides lead us.
Yes. Yes,
So
most of the time I get just, some really beautiful messages in the morning. But this morning I was greeted, as we talked about pre-show, I was greeted with an incomplete that was within me. And, where it comes from is that I had asked Spirit to reveal to me any place where there was left for me to forgive and to receive forgiveness. And so for a few days, I've been in the energy of that. And, pretty much it's been a joyous process, right? But this morning I woke up and I was just very weepy. And I was feeling my soul was feeling very stirred up, and my heart chakra was feeling very heavy. And I invite people who listen to this, like, is this or has this ever occurred for you? And there was there we go back to we're all human, right? And me too. And I have experiences within my family that and usually that's where we're doing the greatest bulk of our work, is within family dynamics, within relationships. And one of those dynamics was a daughter-in-law of mine. And she was married to my oldest son, and he and I had magnificent relationship. We could banter, talk, what they call conspiracy kind of stuff. We love to get into looking at what we're not being told, and that just really was an energetic respite in my life. I loved having those conversations with him. But because of that and my closeness with him, my daughter-in-law just didn't want me in their lives. And, I never knew totally why, because no one really said why, but, we can probably figure out why. I know that there was a lot of jealousy. I know that there was, whatever was going on. And eventually she won in that they extracted themselves from my life and from from another child of mine from their life. And it caused great heartbreak. It just caused great heartbreak. And I worked many years with some beautiful healers, and got to myself a place of balance and acceptance and loving anyway, and extending just unconditional love towards them, and loving them even in the place where they were. And but always there was that little nugget of hurtness that lived in my heart, right? And it's just like, I'm gonna get weepy again. If that little nugget isn't allowed to come up, then the true healing hasn't happened, right? You can send as much love and acceptance for the situation, and good wishes for them and all of that. You can do all of that. But if you haven't resolved that little nugget of hurt that lives inside of there, it's going to surface. And boy, mine just like bubbled up this morning. And I decided that this was the day that I'm going to let it bubble up. So you're going to get a weepy Morganne. You're going to get a, this is what unhealed hurt looks like, right? But it's coming from a place of consciousness that I want to be in that place of freedom. I think about, I'm thinking about death right now. And in death, in Egyptian mythology, that they talk about your heart cannot be any heavier than a feather. And this morning, my heart felt like it was a 100-pound bag of feathers, right? And so to enter into consciousness, to enter into divinity, I need to and want to remove that little nugget of heaviness that is in my heart, because when it comes up, I could choose to push it away and put on happy Morganne face again. But I choose not to do that today. I choose to be present to right where I am. And I invite everyone to be present right to where you are. And so if you, like me, have a nugget of something that is still hurt within you, allow yourself to be present to that and not push it away. So this day, I choose, and see, I'm going to use those words. I choose to allow it to come forward so that I can release that from my heart, release that burden within my heart. And so I ask anyone today, if you have something that is within your heart, a wrong that was done to you or a wrong you did to someone else, this would be a beautiful day to acknowledge that and allow that to come forward and be in the presence of it. So this morning, as I was doing my practices, and in the silence, I could hear my daughter-in-law. I could hear her voice. And again, this is a voice I've not heard for a long time. She committed suicide about, I think it's been about 5 years now. I think we're coming upon the 5-year mark of her suicide. And I think that's probably something that's, like, I think my psyche knows, this is the energy of that time, right? So in my silence this morning, I heard her voice say so clearly, "I love you." And it shocked me a little, because it would not be something I would expect to hear from her. So I heard it and I watched myself like, one, that what you love me, right? And then I watched the ego step up, right? And go, yeah, but you did it. And like I started, yeah, but da da da, and I was coming forth. And then I'm just like going, no, Morganne, that's your ego. That's who is seeking to blame. And I decided to put that ego to rest for a while and see what it would feel like to let "I love you" in. And that is part of what's causing the weepiness this day, because when you've been pushed away. I don't know if you've ever had that experience where you've been pushed away and you don't know why. You give the best love you can, the best consciousness you can. You give of your time, your treasure, your resources, all that you can, and then to be met with, go away from me, that kind of energy and all the egoic stuff that was going on for her and for my son at that time. So today I'm just allowing myself to let in, I love you. And boy, even when I say it, it's just like my throat's getting a little, I can feel it thick. Does that make sense? To even.
It does.
Yeah. So it's those energy centers that are calling attention to themselves. And of course, the heart, I had that nugget of pain in my heart from the all that happened, right? I could call it that. The all that happened little nugget there. And I'm not choosing to let it occupy that space in my heart any longer. I want my heart to become that place of a lightness of being. And can it be there anyway? Yes, it can, right? But when we are given, well, first of all, I asked for it. I asked, show me any place where I need to forgive or I need to receive forgiveness. I am so good at giving forgiveness. I will give you forgiveness all day long. You do something, I forgive you. But it's very tricky for me to receive forgiveness. And I think this is true for a few people, right? Because what we want to do is justify the pain. We want to justify the suffering, like I'm suffering because you hurt me, right? So that's not forgiveness. That's judgment. That's justifying your willingness to carry around the suffering. And I think that's now funny because
we will have another video with laughter. Yeah.
Well, think about it. How insane is that? That's insanity to even make a decision like that. Like, I'm not going to receive your forgiveness because you hurt me, and I'm just going to suffer over here. I'm going to punish myself with suffering because you hurt me. Hello, welcome to frickin' insanity. That doesn't make any sense. And where it started, I don't know. It doesn't matter. But what matters is that I'm aware of it now. I'm awake to that now, that what we carry within us, whether it be something we did or something that was done to us, the opportunity, that the question to ask, who do I need to forgive and where do I need to receive forgiveness, is a beautiful experience. It's pain. I did not know it was going to come up, especially this morning when I wanted to be like, the adept and, spiritually whatever. This morning I show up in my full human experience of traversing this piece, and I'm happy to do it here. I'm happy to do it in the presence of those who are seeking, because this is part of it. It's like, how's your heart feel? Like, go there. What's in that heart that you're holding on to that's not allowing you to come into the fullness of your being because you've allowed that weight. And that's self-punishment. And, I really want people to hear that. It's not enough that they hurt you. You go hurt yourself now. How stupid is that? But it's something like we kind of programmed to do. And today I say, let's erase that program. Let's let that programming go, that there is no reason to continue to punish ourselves for apparent harms done by others to us. And so that's where I am with it this day, is being in the presence of this, hearing the "I love you" and letting that come in, and witnessing what pushes it away, what wants to draw it in, what pushes it away some more, until I can come to the place where I can fully let that "I love you" in, that I heard this morning, that I can let that into that space where the hurt was, where that nugget was, and fill up that place. Because whether or not it was her this morning speaking to me, or it was the divine speaking to me, it's all of that, right? Because that's what we are. That's who we are. And when we get that message, "I love you," can you let it in? Can you truly, truly let it in? So that's my journey this morning, Daiga. you got you got any bright insights, or
I don't know about bright insights, but I think as one of those who are continuously learning from you, because every time it's not enough I'm participating in this show, but I'm learning every single time, same as everybody else. Yeah. And you teach so many new things which I never even thought about, and techniques and everything. So for me, it's journey with you and exploring everything what you can bring. Yeah. And I think so many people sort of looking at you as, yeah, you are the guru who like everything drops like gold drops from skies, and you are all your energy and is like pure and beautiful from morning to sunset, and nothing wrong will happen to you. Yeah. It's good. No, but it's, imagine if we all the time putting this happy face and everything is, I will show you this, I show you this, I give you that, yeah? And then end people will think that really we are not humans, we are all so living in some place where everything is absolutely brilliant. We already in heaven looking down.
well, I
Yeah,
can
but
get there. I get glimpses of that, right? But I haven't ascended yet, and you
yes,
haven't ascended yet, right? And
now whatever it means,
whatever that means.
whatever. I, to be honest, in this I don't understand really. I think it's not ascension, is actually continuous learning, by my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I'm going on a journey and now I'm moving, taking my luggage and moving to next dimension. Yeah.
Right.
I don't think that's how it happens, but maybe I'm completely wrong. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I thinking that showing that we are human is actually not a bad thing for everyone.
Yeah, and if I go over my life, from beginning, my life was really a calamity. And I won't go into the things that occurred even from when I was in utero with my mother, the calamity that was happening around my family. And yet in all of that calamity and witnessing things that were happening in my family, it's as though I could separate from it. And I don't know if that's true for you, but I could actually separate from it and kind of witness, oh, that's going on, but that's not who I am. Right. So I knew that even when I was a little girl. It's like I could separate it from it and witness it and see it for what it was, but no, even though I was involved in it, it wasn't who I was. And that's been a gift I was given. That's a gift. And I know I was given that gift so that I could be who I am today, to help others learn how to just witness what's going on, but not be a part of it. And, I often talk about that scripture that says to be in the world, but not of the world. Well, that's wisdom for me because I had to learn how to be awake and aware in the world, but not be part of the world, just to be witness to it. So this growth in spirit has come from 70 plus years of witnessing, of suffering, of being fully inhuman. This is a journey of this human awakening into who we truly are. Right, we are put into these human forms in dynamics of families that we it's like, what the hell? What the hell happened? Right. I even remember as a little girl saying, hey, would you please take me home? You made a mistake. I told God he made a mistake. But the truth is, there were no mistakes. There were opportunities for me to view and witness. And I know as I work with people, those same themes come showing up with others. And I often will say, oh, I needed to go through that so that I could be here for this one. You know exactly.
I know, because I have with my clients, I have the same thing. Yeah. I'm listening to somebody's story and okay, this story puts me in that time there, yeah, but I don't have, because I've been working on myself so long, yeah. I don't have attachment to this story for me.
Right.
I don't cry anymore together with my client. I hold the space, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't break down there in a session anymore, yeah.
Yeah.
But I consciously am aware that this client at the moment feels the same pain or very similar pain what I felt at that time ages ago.
Right. And it moves you into compassion for
Yes,
this
of
one,
course.
right? Compassion. And boy, compassion, that just pops open that heart chakra so beautifully, so you can be fully present for this one in their suffering and offer to them ways to move from that suffering to remembering. And so all the journeys that I've had, and I cannot tell you how many clients I have had that have daughter-in-laws that were like mine, right? That were filled with, their own pain and their own suffering. And, we'll never know how much suffering she really has to have taken her life. And that was the second she tried before, and she really did not want to be here on this planet. So, just And I understand that too, because there are times when I look at what's going on our planet and I go, oh, just like beam me home, Scotty. Just,
Mm.
you know, but that's not what happens. And that's one reason why I wake up in the morning. I go, I'm still here. Okay, I'm still here. All right. What is
But
it?
we're supposed to. I understand. We actually supposed to be able to check out if we want to check out. We have in our lives so many times like possibility to check out in a contract. I understand.
Well, I think that might be correct. Our will can certainly move us to make that kind of move, but I'm not here for me. I'm here because God wants me here. That's not, I don't get to choose that. I could have chosen that several times, but that anytime I've thought about it, there's a big interruption in that. And what I know is I was made to be here for now and for all that's going on here. I was told that when I was a little bitty girl that I was needed for these times. And I didn't understand it when I was 4 or 5, but the remembering of the words and the event of being told that, getting that download, getting that spiritual revelation of why I'm here. And that came at a very hard time for that little 4 or 5-year-old self of me who was in all the chaos of the family that I was born into, that I knew that I was placed here for a divine purpose. And so that lived with me all the time. And I think if we're here, we've been asked to be here for this time. And especially if we're awake, we're really been asked to be here, to be present for those who are, we'll talk about ascension, well, what does that mean, right? I think it means exactly what happened to me this morning, right? It's lifting that heavy burden outside to bring, let it come forward, lighten my heart. Don't stick it back down in there and continue to punish self, right? Just let it come up. And so that's what I'm letting it do. I'm just going to let it come up, and wherever that leads me, it's not over. This is looks like this is going to be my day today, right? Letting that come forward, letting the lightness of my heart become, so that I can continue to do what I need to do here. So ascension, what is that, right? It's to, so if we look at, I know we've talked about the map of consciousness here, right? So when you look at the map of consciousness, you can see ascension and descension built right into it, right? Descension, if you move from the place of courage, which is about here. I call that between the heart and the solar plexus, right? There's a place of where we, through courage, we can start ascending upward. So that would be moving into courage, moving into love, moving into acceptance, moving into, continuing to move up those energies of love and joy and bliss and all of that. Well, we may not be able to experience all that at one time, but if we begin to visit it, we begin to lift up. Now we can descend, right? Let's go back to that place of right there where we have right at that place of choosing right there. We can choose to be sad. We can choose to suffer. We can choose to be angry. We can choose to be blame. We can be guilt. We can be shame, right? That's descension. But you can make a new choice. Even when you're down in that, you can choose again So what do you choose if you're in blame, shame, guilt, any of that? You choose again. Okay, I'm going to choose courage. I'm going to bring it back up, right? So that's beginning an ascension process right there. You're releasing the um, the energetics that keep you bound to the earthly plane of the world, right? That's not of God, that's of the world. So when we choose again and we come back up into courage, that, and this is where I am now, is like in this place of this courage to go, I'm going to let this stay out. I am not going to put this back into my heart. I'm going to let this free now. So what does that do for me? I can be in the emotions of it, which is great. Emotion is what? Energy in motion. Motion, energy in motion. When you're stuck in the dissension, the de-evolvement of who we are, there's not much movement going on. There's a lot of stuckness going on. There's, the emotions are there, but you're not letting them out to be healed. You may be wallowing in them, but that's just like that private pity party. So ascension is when you have the courage to choose again how you want to be, because truly we're vibratory frequency beings, right? And if we allow ourselves to stay in that descended mode, then that's what we are. We are a vibratory frequency of that lower frequency. And I know we've all seen people and know people that live in that voluntarily. They live in that. So they're not a part of ascension yet until they have the courage to let that go and start moving up that frequency. So the ascension aspect is that just that moving and that rising up into, can I let I love you in? Can I let I love you in? And that's one reason why mirror work is so powerful. Looking in that mirror, looking in your eyes, can you look at yourself and say, I love you. I love you. I truly love you. Can you do that? I invite everyone to go do that because that will give you a measure of where you are. Can I do that? And after we're done, my intention is to go do mirror work, because that mirror work will show me exactly where I am and where I need to let go, and show me in my body temple, because the body temple is such a great barometer to let you know where you are. Right? It really, if that heart chakra is feeling tight, or it's like, okay, are you breathing in? Are you opening? Are you expanding to love? What's going on? So I know I'm just rattling on now, but I think that it might be good for us to see where spirit wants to take us with this kind of information. But I first want to throw it back to you, Daiga, to see if there's anything you want to add or reflect on here from what I'm letting out.
I wanted to add from my side. Um, I have a feeling that you actually luckier than me, because you already as a child, you been in this family and everything, but you already knew why you are on this planet, why you are there at this moment. You knew you are in training to be at this moment helping people. Yeah, for me journey was different. I knew that I'm completely different. I had even my mom and many in my family was telling I'm dropped out from gypsy carriage somewhere, yeah, because I'm not like family, like they've been very very close. Let's say you going to school, you have to go and meet your granny first, and then you go out. You come back from school, you going in granny's flat first, and then only you going upstairs to your flat. Yeah. So all the time, all family like in one big, and I couldn't stand that I have to all the time check in, especially when I was growing older, yeah, and everything I have to constantly every step, where you going, why you going, when you will be back, yeah, all these checkups. And not only that, I felt I remember very good, my memory is very clear how there was some flu flu epidemic in my country at the time. Usual occasional winter, yeah. And I remember I was around maybe 7, no, if 10, that would be a lot. Never ever done any research, yeah. Only from everything what I hear around about this pandemic, and I just stood there and I tell them, you realize it's actually not just some viruses flying around, it's actually weapons against us. Yeah, it's actually generated weapons against us. Where that came from, I have no idea. Yeah, but I very clearly have this memory. Yeah, same as was when Princess Diana died, yeah, I said, don't give me this. I'm absolutely sure there was killing involved, yeah. And about fair thing, this tower thing, the same, yeah. Don't give me this. You can tell me what you want, yeah.
Right. Well,
I just
that's your higher knowing. That's just stepping in and speaking what's true, right? So your higher knowing was intact. You may not have said, I know I'm here for that reason, but your higher knowing knew it.
yeah, I actually only recently, Morgan, few months probably ago, no, sometime last year, I figured out why I'm here, because I had, it was I think YouTube video where somebody was saying that England actually is the center of all negativity.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not only this little island, yeah, but it spreads like all around the world. It's spreading from here, yeah. And then something in my head clicked. Okay, now I understand why I have to be moved from my country and put here, because probably if I'll be with my ideas and with my stubbornity, with how I am, if I'll be growing up in here, I probably will be breaking down, or something would probably happen to me. Somebody will from those dark forces would notice me going, because in my own, I now have goosebumps, in my own country, yeah, I would be at this point stooding up and I'll be there. But just because I'm here and I know consequences, I'm working in different ways. I'm working in silent ways. So
Yeah.
sort of under radar.
Right. I call that working in consciousness.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. You're right. So I think now I only understand why I have to be moved, because in my country really is very quiet comparing to what's going on here.
Right. So you needed to bring your consciousness, your frequency to the heart of where it was,
Yeah,
where the
yeah,
suffering is, right? To the
yeah,
heart of it, right? So that you're doing the exact same work that I do then. So you bring
yeah. And
yourself.
now I'm saying the truth because I have goosebumps
Yeah,
all over the body.
that's right, right? And so we who are, I'll even say it, we who are chosen to do this work, and we had to choose too. We had to say, okay, I'll go, right? But we who are chosen to be put here, we're put in the center of the conflict, right in the middle of it. We didn't come here to be dropped off in a paradise. we we came
Mm,
here to bring consciousness to the suffering. We came here to bring the paradise to where the calamity is, where the suffering is. We came here to do that and to speak out like your higher self knew what was going on. My higher self would often step in and engage with people, but even when I was little, just speak the truth. Got me in a lot of trouble, but it was like then it really made it. The more that happened, the more I could see how asleep the world was, how asleep that people are, and yeah. So we're here.
we are where we are.
We are where we are, and I look at, I think if anybody's listened to our show, especially way back, where I live, I'm an anomaly even in my community. I am not at all like the people here. People here are very um, almost militant in their hatred for anybody in the fundamental Christian right wing persuasion. There is a fomenting of hatred and anger and upset. It's like, oh well.
I'm
Oh.
here. Hello.
And it was interesting because a couple of years ago that was directed at me in a very very ugly powerful way, which it's like part of me is like, you made a mistake. Please take please extract me out of here, take me home, whatever, right? But that was not what I was supposed to be here to love no matter what, to love unconditionally, to awaken that consciousness, forgive them for they know not what they do, ask for forgiveness for them, for they did not know what they were doing. And all of that was because I would not get the, what.
Hmm.
And I realized what it was is that they had been programmed with so much fear and so much hate. And even though they took it and owned it and was in it like that, that's the way a lot of the world is, right? They do that. So here I am dropped in this, and I'm going to continue to be the place of unconditional love and love. So fast forward to this time period of time, everyone knows I'm just going to love. I'm just going to greet you in love. I'm just going to be present with you in love. I'm going to talk to you from the consciousness of love. And people know that about me here. I am that one in the midst of all of this that you can count on to be the presence of love. You can count on it because I've committed to that. But where am I today? It's like this nugget, right? I'm going to go back to the nugget, right? where I had put that in me, where I had accepted that as my punishment for whatever. Humanity is just freaking crazy. So, but my spirituality overrules that humanity, and it's the perfect time for it to surface. It's a perfect time for it to gurgle up. My question came at the perfect time, and I would have never thought. It's like, because it's like, who can I forgive? Who can I who do I need to offer forgiveness to? It's like, I'm so good at that. It's kind of like always giving. I'm one of those people that will give and give and give. And then what about the receiving part? Right? There's give, there's receive. There's give, there's receive. So this is part of that walking the talk is, can I receive that forgiveness? Can I allow that forgiveness to come in? Can I allow that I love you to come in and replace that nugget that was locked up in my heart? So I think we're going to do meditation on that this day, since that's where I got flung into. And I see we got about 10 minutes, so I will offer that this morning if you're ready for that.
Of course. I'm always ready for your meditations. I love it.
Well, they're not mine. This is guidance that comes through. I just open and allow it to speak through me. So we'll just go with that. So I'm going to invite everyone here to, first of all, let's just get really present to where we are. And we do this by taking a breath in and letting that breath out. And as you let it out, allow yourself to just really come into your body. We're going to invite another breath in, and this time we're going to really invite it in. I invite this breath in, this breath that is seemingly coming from outside of me, the air, whatever is in the air. I welcome that in through my nose and into my body. So invite it in right now. And let that breath go all the way in, as far as you can breathe that in, and hold it there. And then just gently release the breath, allowing yourself to come more present within your body. And because I know that the power and the presence and the life that is the divine, that is our creator, is in all that there is, I also know that it is in the air. It is in that air that we breathe. So imagine with me the power, the presence, the life of God, creator, source, that it is in the air that you breathe. The divine love, all that creator is in that air. Just imagine that, and that it's everywhere. It's in front of you, above you, behind you. It's moving in through you. It's like you being a fish in water and asking, where's the water? You're in it, you're of it, you're part of it. It's the same thing. So imagine that the air is like that. And I invite you to invite that breath in and allow that breath to come in and inform all of your beingness, every cell of your being, to wake up to that truth. Okay, so imagine the divine presence of God everywhere around you in that air with its love, and invite that breath in now. Breathe it in slowly. Take it in. And let that breath expand you. And let that breath inform every cell of your being of the presence and the power and the love of the divine. And on the exhale, release and let go any hurt or any pain. Just let it go. And as we've let that go, we can invite more in because there's more spaciousness now. So imagine that power, that presence, that love of God everywhere around you in the very air that you breathe, and invite that breath in now to fill up all the places where you let go of any pain or suffering. Breathe it in. And let that breath go down your legs, down into your feet. And as you exhale, just do so with like an ah. And as we've come present to ourselves, in awakening to we are the divine present here as well, that we do not need to seek it outside of us. It is right here within us. And I invite each of you to now move into your heart space. Move into your heart, your chakra, heart chakra, or your physical beating heart. So just move your attention to your heart space. And in your heart space, from this heart space, I'm going to invite you to ask the same question I asked. Who do I need, or what do I need to forgive? And we're just going to ask that part first. And see what shows up for you. We're going to give you a moment here to just capture that. Who or what is for me to forgive? And when you have that, offer this: I am sorry. I am sorry that I forgot who you are. I am sorry that I forgot who I am. Please forgive me for forgetting. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And now check in with your heart. Have you truly forgiven? And there may be more that come forward for you to say, forgive me too. And you can do so in the future. But as we move along now, I now ask this question, and I invite you to ask this question. Who or what do I need to receive forgiveness? And ask that question, and then allow either the first person or the situation to just come forward. So again, move to your heart, asking the question, Who or what do I need to receive? Accept forgiveness. Accept their forgiveness. And as you have that person or event, imagine them speaking to you now. I am sorry. I forgot who I am. Please forgive me for forgetting. I love you. And with a breath of, thank you. And just notice what happens within your own heart as you're letting this in. Have you fully let it in? Receiving forgiveness is just as important as extending forgiveness. Allowing someone to offer, please forgive me. And just notice, is your heart open to receive that and to fully wipe the slate clean, to fully forgive it, cleanse your heart of any blame or any of that? Receive their forgiveness. Receive their apology. Receive it fully with an open heart, an open mind. Move into your heart again. Let's take some sweet breaths into our heart. And some letting go on that out breath. And just move into the heart and just see, how does that heart feel now? Are you feeling a little more lighthearted? And if you do, just give thanks for that. And if you notice that your heart is still heavy, then have the courage to ask that heaviness if there is someone you need to forgive, or is there someone you need to receive their forgiveness? And have the courage to practice this, to check in with your heart, to check in with, how's my heart feeling? Does it feel light-hearted, filled with joy, filled with peace, filled with love? Or is it got heaviness from hiding something or holding something? Have the courage to let that come forward, to bubble up, to gurgle up, to be released, to let go. Take a breath in. And as we are in this place of consciousness, I now join fully in conscious union with the very source and the substance of my being and the being of all that are. For we are one with the divine. We are one with Creator. We are one. And as that aspect of Creator in these human vessels, in this human persona, God is right where we are, in who we are, as who we are. The presence and the power and the life of Creator is right here. For we are one in God, one with each other, one with all that is. And as we move our awareness into love, accepting love, giving love, receiving love, giving love, accepting love, giving love, we move into that natural flow of the divine. For we were created in love by love. Therefore, we are love. And in that awareness, I give thanks for all that occurred here this day. I give thanks for that nugget that gurgled up this morning within me. I give thanks for the words that I heard of, I love you. I give thanks for the work that I did to receive, I love you, and let that in fully and completely. I give thanks that this day I have filled that void of where I deposited pain and suffering. I give thanks at this day that that was revealed, released, and transformed. And that where that void was is now filled with the love of the divine, loving me and me accepting that love. Take a beautiful breath in. I accept and I receive the love. And let that breath out. And so it is with great love and great thanksgiving that I give thanks for this day and for this opportunity to awaken and remember to do the work that I'm here to do this day. And so it is with much joy that I receive the love of the divine, heal all those aspects of the being that have been hurt or harmed. Fill all those places with God's holy love. And I just let it be. And so it is. Amen. Breath in. Open eyes. Come back.
Wow. I don't want to come back. I actually felt how beginning I have my breath, yeah, it was quite shallow. But on end, it was so deep, like really through all body, like really everything is released now. So beautiful. Thank you, Morganne.
You're welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Is there anything else you want to say today to our viewers?
Just do your work. Release any suffering. If you're suffering, be willing to release it. Be willing to discover what that is. Be willing to accept love to fill in that void. And I love you. I love you all from the core of my being. I love you all. That's it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Morganne. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And please, if you like our show, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And from our hearts to yours, thank you.